Hello and welcome to Watch Releases Recap for the week of February 9th until February 16th. Let's begin with Citizen and the new small seconds addition to their Tsuyosa lineup, as well as a few new colors. Citizen has released a Tsuyosa line of watches in 2022, and since then it's been a pretty big hit. It is essentially an affordable version of an integrated bracelet automatic watch. This week Citizen has added 4 new colors to this lineup, 2 Europe exclusive and 2 worldwide. I don't know what the hell they're doing releasing Europe exclusive colors. I think they're learning wrong lessons from Seiko. So the 2 Europe exclusive colors are this salmon dial and this green camo dial. I actually really like both of them. I think they fit with the overall funky aesthetic with the watch, and what I especially appreciate is the fact that there is no cyclops over the date window. That cyclops for some reason kind of bothers me, so these ones here without a cyclops is the right choice, but as I said, these 2 versions are EU exclusives. The other 2 versions, this sort of burnt orange version and the champagne dial, these are available worldwide, but they do feature that cyclops over the date. Other than the new colors, everything else about the watch is exactly the same. It still comes in the same case diameter, 40mm by 11.7mm case thickness, still has that 50 meters of water resistance, a display case back showing off Miyota 8 series caliber movement with 40 hours of power reserve and a beat rate of 21,600 vibrations per hour. But this week, Citizen has also released a brand new version of this watch, not just a new dial, but also a different movement with the sub-seconds hand. As you can see, these watches also come with a texture dial. It has that sort of guilloche-like pattern, which I really like. I think these watches actually look really sharp, and fortunately these are not limited releases. They're also not region locked, so you should be able to buy these watches anywhere in the world. There are 3 colors of this watch available: gray, blue, and the sort of salmon/champagne color. I really like that one. I think it stands out quite a bit. I also really like that there is a bit of layering going on between the sub-seconds hand and the main portion of the dial, which gives dial this depth feel. This new model seems to come in exactly the same case, still 40mm by 11.7mm in case thickness, still 50 meters of water resistance, the crown at the 4 o'clock position, but it does have a slightly different movement. This one is the caliber 8322. It's an in-house Miyota movement beating at 21,600 vibrations per hour, and this one has 60 hours of power reserve, so the power reserve has been bumped up slightly. Also, what I noticed is that these watches have a slightly different clasp. So the clasp here looks like a more standard butterfly clasp as opposed to the other ones that have that sort of scissor clasp. Really like the look of these watches, and I think they're fairly reasonably priced. They're between 360 and 380 euros. The new Sinn U50 Hydro and a full Lume limited edition. Sinn is one of these enthusiast brands. They're building watches tougher than nails. If I see one out and about, I know that the person wearing that watch is a real watch enthusiast. Generally, regular people are not buying these watches. Well, now this U50 line, which is very popular, got hydro treatment. So essentially what they have done, they took the same case and filled it with oil. What that created is crazy water resistance. These watches previously had 500 meters of water resistance, which is a lot more than anyone needs, but now they have 5,000 meters of water resistance. Just crazy. What's even more impressive is the fact that the case stayed pretty much the same. 41mm case diameter, only 12mm case thickness. Not only is it impressive that the watch had 500 meters of water resistance at 12mm thickness, but it's crazily impressive that the watch now has 5,000 meters of water resistance and still 12mm case thickness. Just insane engineering going on here. There are 3 different color versions available of this watch. So you have this sort of stainless steel look, then you have that stainless steel look with a black bezel, and then you have the all black version. All of them come with hardness coatings and crazy tempered steel. These watches are very tough. You can buy one of them and then 5 years later, 10 years later, it will still look exactly the same. They're very difficult to scratch. These watches will be powered by the Quartz Ronda 715 Li movement, and they're priced around $2,500 US. The PVD coated version is a little bit more expensive, but that's roughly the pricing. There's also a new limited release U50. That's the full Lume dial one. That version looks great, but it doesn't have that hydro feature. It doesn't have a oil filled case, so it only has 500 meters of water resistance. That version does come with an automatic Sellita SW300 movement, still has pretty much the same dimensions, 41mm case diameter, 11.2mm case thickness. As I mentioned, 500 meters of water resistance. It's this German submarine grade steel with crazy coating. Again, these watches are tough as nails. Unfortunately, this full Lume version is a limited release, 1,000 pieces, and each one is priced at $3,500. So if you're into this watch, I wouldn't drag my feet too much. I have a feeling that they're going to be quite popular and they're probably going to sell out. There's another limited release Sinn watch. This one is of a classic 103 chronograph, and this time, for the first time in 20 years, it comes with a hand-wound movement. Sinn's 103 chronograph line of watches is very popular. They come with 200 meters of water resistance, and pretty much all of them come with a automatic movement, which makes them a bit thicker, almost 16 millimeters thick to be exact. Well, this new version not only looks better, but also comes with a hand-wound Sellita SW caliber 510 movement. This movement beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and it has 58 hours of power reserve. I really like the look of this watch. It's very clean. You have the diver style bezel on the outside. There's still a tachymeter scale on the inside, 3 sub-registers layout, and minimal writing, only Sinn logo by the 12 o'clock position. I also like the color combination, black with this cream and red. I think it works for this watch. The only negative about this watch is the fact that it is a limited release, only 1,000 pieces, and they're priced at $2,870, which I think is a very reasonable price for this watch. Grand Seiko 44GS, reference SBGH345. Another week, another Grand Seiko release. This one is a little interesting because it's an online exclusive, so you can't buy this watch in stores. You have to order it online through Grand Seiko's website. This new red dial model is part of their 44GS collection. It's a very popular collection with Hi-Beat automatic movements. So these ones don't have spring drive. They also come in stainless steel cases, not titanium. 40mm case diameter, 13.3mm case thickness. They have 100 meters of water resistance and feature that beautiful Zaratsu polish. No, Seiko has not upgraded their clasp. It still has that awful clasp without micro adjustments. I'm gonna keep talking about it until they upgrade it. This one is powered by the caliber 9S85 in-house automatic movement that beats at 36,000 vibrations per hour. It has 37 joules and 55 hours of power reserve. This model is not a limited release. It will be added to their catalog, but as I said, it is only available online, and it's priced at $100. The new Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean 600 boutique exclusive collection. The Seamaster Planet Ocean originally started as a bit of a spin-off, a bit of counter programming to your standard Seamaster for people with bigger wrists and people that wanted even bigger watches. Plus they wanted to introduce a chronograph complication into Seamaster line of watches. Since then, the Planet Ocean has become more and more popular, and now we see so many different versions of this watch, including these new color versions. So each color variation is available for both the standard diver as well as the chronograph version. They all come in the same cases. So all divers come in a 43.5mm case diameter, and they're 16.2mm thick. All chronographs come in a 45.5mm case diameter, and they're 19mm thick, so they're big boys. As far as the color variations, there are 3 different ones. There's the monochrome gunmetal one. That's actually my favorite, especially on the chronograph. I think that looks very sharp, if only it were thinner. Then you also have this sort of green and silver looking one, also looks really sharp, and again on the chronograph I think this color combination really works. Lastly, you have this sort of beige and bronze accents one. Not my favorite, but I guess to each their own. As I mentioned earlier, these will be Omega Boutique exclusives, so you can't buy them from dealers, you can't buy them online, only from Omega Boutiques. The divers are priced between 7,800 to 8,300 euros, depending on the color that you choose. Apparently the beige color is more expensive, and is the same with the Chronograph. The beige Chronograph is 10,700 euros, and the other two versions, the green and the gray, are 9,900 euros. I don't know why each color is costing different, but I guess it costs more to make. We're not done with Omega releases yet. There is a new Omega Constellation Meteorite Dial Collection. There is a total of 20 different watches released between 4 different sizes, so 5 color versions for each size. Most of the sizes are not going to be very popular with my audience, as my audience is something like 99% male, and the 3 out of 4 sizes are 25, 28, and 29 millimeters. So those are clearly female sizes, but all the colors are available in all sizes. The only difference is that the 41 millimeter version comes with an automatic movement, and the smaller versions come with the quartz movement, and of course there is a slight price difference. But in terms of the styling, the colors, and the color combinations, it's all pretty much the same. There are 3 stainless steel versions: blue, gray, and green. Each one has a different color of the bezel as well as different color on the dial. My favorite is the blue one. I think that looks really sharp. We also get a couple of precious metal ones. There is the gold one and a rose gold. Not as crazy about these ones, especially since there is no such thing as a gold or rose gold meteorite. So I guess they took a meteorite stone and they painted it, which kind of defeats the purpose. I guess it's the same thing for the blue one that I like. So yeah, I guess the only real one is the gray one with the black bezel. The stainless steel versions cost between $9,300 US to $9,700 US, depending on if you go with the titanium bezel or the ceramic bezel insert. So I guess depending on the color of the dial. And the precious metal versions, we don't have the pricing for them yet, but they're not gonna be cheap. Probably 50, 60 grand, something like that. There is another Omega release. This one is of a Seamaster Aqua Terra 150 in a 38mm case diameter with a green dial. We're not going to spend too much time on this model because actually there is a green dial version of the Swatch that already exists. It's exactly the same watch in a 41mm case with the same dial. That was released in 2020. So it took Omega 4 years to release the same watch with the same dial in a 38mm case diameter. And no, this is not a new case diameter. They already have this existing line. They just, for some reason, never brought this dial to this size. Everything else about the watch is exactly the same as any other 38mm Aquatera. 38mm case diameter, 12.2mm case thickness, 45mm lug-to-lug distance. They're still powered by the same caliber 8800 in-house movement. It's a master chronometer certified movement with 35 joules and beat rate of 25,200 vibrations per hour, and it also has 55 hours of power reserve. You can have this watch on a rubber strap or on the bracelet. On the rubber strap it's about $6,000 and it's $6,300 for the one on the stainless steel bracelet. I think go for the stainless steel bracelet, especially since the difference is only $300. So well done Omega, I think this watch looks great. But I don't know why you couldn't release this watch 4 years ago when you did the 41mm version. And that's it. That's the video of new watch releases for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos like this in the future, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what releases stood out to you personally. I always enjoy reading your comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.